What is good, everyone? It is your favorite multi-cardboard selling producer, Izoki. And today, I'm gonna show you how to make a beautiful, ethereal, magical type of melody, loop, whatever you wanna call it. Some Legend of Zelda type shite. So, let me take you into my screen so you can see what the hell I'm doing. Yeah, let's get into it. So the first thing you want to start off with is some bells, because that makes the whole ethereal, magical type of setting happen. Okay, so I got this bell from Analog Lab. I just used kalimba keys. It was in keys, like it says in the name, and I came up with this pattern, right? This is how it looks like, but I rendered it to audio because my CPU was getting Johnny Sind. But this is how it looks like, okay? Just some simple chords right here, and transition notes back here, and just some simple, I wouldn't say transition notes, I say more so just a simple top line melody. Sounded like this. It just created movement instead of adding a whole nother note here to make it into a seventh chord, right? A seventh. I added a note to every and of the metronome. 1 and 2 and 3 and... Okay, well, you understand what I'm saying, right? Just to add more movement. That was the main thing about this. Movement, because I was going for a magical, ethereal experience, some like Legend of Zelda type of shite, okay? The pattern was super simple in the beginning, right here in the first section. And then I kept it really similar in the second section, just switched up a few notes. Turn the triads fourths just by adding another note on top to keep it engaging, because movement, you don't want to have the same exact sound play over and over again when you're going for a vibe like this. A story tells a story, right? So you got to introduce new things as it goes along. That's how I thought of it as. For effects, super simple. EQ, cut out the lows so they won't interfere with the lower harmonics. And the highs, just because there was some extra sibilance that I didn't like. Chorus June 6th, because that analog sound is perfect for that type of ethereal magical vibe, which is more so of a video game type of vibe. So kept it super subtle, but you can tell it's there. And then I added this reverb, neo verb. I just got this. It looks super bougie for a reverb, I know, but like it was on sale for New Year's, okay? So I just thought to myself, why not invest in myself? I really like the colors, that's why I got it. I'm sorry. It has these cool, like, this cool EQ for the reverb that's like not available in other ones. Which this is without effects. With effects. Beautiful. Now step 2, a pad. I used this pad before, the Spectra pad, okay? Because it just sounds beautiful, perfect for the setting I was going for. And super simple, honestly, just copy and pasted the chords, made some of them into sevenths, transition note here, layered the chords even more in the second part, so it rises up. Arise, my son! It rises up, and then transition notes here, perfectly loop back into the beginning. So this is how the first section sounds like. Second section. Perfect transition into the next section. Super subtle, honestly. You can see here the level was really low. Only less than negative 18 dB. But the magic is in the stereo separation. The effects, I just added EQ, as you can see here. Cut out the highs so it won't collide with the bells, because bells tend to have a ding, which is a high frequency. So I cut out the highs from this so they won't collide. Cut out some of the lows, just a little bit of the and that's the EQ. Added this reverb. I feel like this one suited this specific sound more. Kept the mix really low because I didn't want to drown the whole thing out in reverb. And this stereo shaper, and that just basically spread the sound out more. Before any effects, with effects. Reverb really just makes everything sound so incredible. I love reverb. But you know what I love more than reverb? Vocals, motherfucker. I got this vocal from Arcade. EQ, cut out the lows, highs, kind of self-explanatory. Then added this reverb. Yeah, this is the third different reverb I put into this project. The first one was Neoverb. The second was Valhalla. Now this one, Crystalline. They're all incredible, don't get me wrong. But like, just this one, in my opinion, sounds the best on vocals. I just put the mix down, made it wider. I'll put the sparkle up, which I think that just makes it more present in the high end, like that. And the size kept it large because I like it big. Before any effects, with effects, it doesn't really take that many effects. Oh, how dare I? And this OTT multi-band compressor just to make it pop out in the mix more. So that's really it, bro. 3 effects: EQ, reverb, multi-band compression, and that's it, bro. Don't overthink it so much. Now next section is gonna be this pluck. It sounded like this at first. It just gave me that Zelda type of vibe. No effects. Oh, well, you look at that. I already had no effects. Son of a bitch. No effects. Now with effects, which is EQ, Valhalla reverb, and multiband compression. You already know what they do because I explained it earlier. So I can already imagine having a damn sword in my hand. Next, I added this really cool spacey key. It just sounded spacey. When I heard this sound, I just heard this melody in my mind and put it down. I just felt like it really complemented the loop well to go on to the next part. Think of it as a transition into the final part, the climax. Yes, the climax. So it sounded like this, right? Which I got the key from a one shot once again. Super simple. Dun 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 dun. No effects. With EQ, this incredible reverb. This time on the hard preset, just put the mix and multi-band compression to make it more present. Reverb seriously just makes everything so much better. My goodness. Reverb on one shots basically just makes it sound like it's from a VST. If you're having trouble making quote unquote quality loops, if you're telling yourself that you can't make quality loops from one shots, quality melodies, quality fucking anything, my friend, just put some reverb on there, put the mix down, and that's it. Don't overthink things too much. You don't need all these fancy VSTs. A majority of this was just from fucking one shots, okay? Reverb plus one shot, you basically have your low CPU VST sound. Next step, I just added this percussion. Added that really tropical type of vibe, you feel me? That like I'm fucking Tarzan or something. Effects were super simple. Just added this chorus from the stock plugin. It just sounded cool on this. Kept it super subtle. Brought the sound out more. And it looks cool. Makes me feel like I'm on a spaceship looking at this shit. And this fruity stereo shaper. Spread it out more. This is what it sounded like before. After Effects. Last but not least, final step, you could say, I just added this. I always like to add these crazy, well, not crazy effects. Okay, yeah, crazy effects at the end of my loops, just to basically let you know that it's the last part, that it's over, and so it can end on a fucking boom, you feel me? So you won't be disappointed when it ends, because sometimes there's melodies where, like, you know, they're really good throughout the melody, listening to it, but then like when you get to the end finally and it's over, you're like, really, that's it? There's really no part that makes you go like, ooh, feel me? So I really like to add these crazy parts in the end just to let you know, I mean, just to basically surprise you and give you more of an idea of what to go for when using the loop. So I put this filter semen from Arturia. I went to this electro preset and it sounded like this. It was just like a super cool sidechain, and yeah, it sounded like this. I don't know why, bro. That just reminded me of like some video game loading screen type of shade, or not really loading screen, but like end credits. You feel me? When all the creators are being listed and all that shit. Thank you for playing this game. That was really it. This is how it sounded like before any effects. Well, the effect before the filter semen. The most important thing in this whole loop is this rainforest texture. Yeah, bro, that's really it for this one. This was super simple. I kept it super simple for a reason. Everything was in the sound selection. I made sure I chose sounds that blended well together. I'd say the most actual important thing to get this beautiful magical video game type of sound is use the Mixolydian scale. This was an E Mixolydian, which Mixolydian is just a different type of scale. I think it's a major scale. I'm not sure. I think it's a type of major scale, but I just went here into the different types of scales and went to Mixolydian and just went on from there, bro. And yeah, honestly, bro, that's really gonna do it. I'm gonna play you guys a loop now so we can get to the outro, and then you can go along with your day. And I hope you learned something. Yeah, 3, 2, 1, let's go. How y'all doing? So that's gonna do it for this one. I hope you guys learned a thing or two. This was something different than the usual. I just really wanted to show you guys this because it was fun to make, fun to try a different scale out, and just to show you the different possibilities you can make. If you ever feel stuck on a melody, on a beat, bro, just try scales you've never used before. This is my first anything since I started making music that is in this specific scale, E Mixolydian. What the hell is that? But I am really glad with how it turned out, how it sounded like. It really transmuted the image I was going for. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate every single one of you, and stay tuned for the next one. I hope you learned a thing or two. Never give up on what you love to do. I'm proud of every single one of you. Don't you ever stop. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you all. See you guys in the next one. Izoki out.